guys, we are working on practice sheet 22, and we're going to start with number 1. It looks almost like what we've done previously. The variables on the left, we like that, but within this left side, notice it's actually on the right. And that's okay. All we need to do is make sure we get rid of the minus 65 or the negative 65 and the times 8. So we're going to start with the negative 65, and we're going to give it 65 positives. That's how we get rid of it. Please remember to cross this out, and you're going to get 8x. Okay? Now, once you add this, hopefully you know your next step is division. You're going to divide by 8, and whatever you get, that is your value of x. Okay? If you don't know your h, you might want to list them there. Number 2 says the price of a video game controller was reduced from 50 to 36. By what percentage was the price of the video game reduced? Okay, so guys, we're looking for the percent reduction. Okay, so this is a percent problem with no percent. So I hope you remember that means this is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, so we know 100 goes here. And it was 50. So that's the of. That actually makes this a pretty easy problem. More than one way to solve it. The is how much the price changes by. So that means we have to figure out how much we get when we subtract. Okay? That tells us how much it's reduced by. And that's going to go up top. That's that's the reduction. I put x here because percent goes over 100. That will be the percent reduction. Okay? Okay, number 3 says, Robbie bought a pair of jeans that regularly cost $45. The jeans were on sale for 30% off. What is the sale price of the jeans? And of course we are not worried about the tax. Okay? Very similar to a problem we did last week. So hopefully we know when we have a percent, most of the time we change the percent to a decimal and multiply. Okay? So I can multiply by 0.30 or just 0.3. This is the off. So whatever we get here, that's the off. So in order to find the sale price, just as a reminder, we would be subtracting. Okay? 45 has to go on top, so I'm going to let you figure out what to do with that decimal. Okay, number 4, guys, don't use the area formula. I'm not trying to make this a difficult problem. This is very basic. What is the circumference of a circle that has a diameter of 7.3? Use your formula chart. Okay, number 5. This says, Aisha bought a shirt for $32 and leggings for $16. If there is an 8% tax rate charged, what will be the total purchase price? Guys, so remember, total almost always tells us we will be adding if we're trying to find the total. Okay? So in order to find our total, we need a subtotal. So we need to add these items first. Okay? So hopefully you know that's 48. We call this our subtotal. This is not the final price. Okay? So we will change our percent to a decimal. 1, 2. I hope we have not permanently forgotten this. And we're going to multiply it. Once we do that, guys, this is the tax. That means this is the tax. So you still need to add. You need to add last. Add the subtotal and the tax. I hope you're listening. Okay? Add the subtotal and the tax. Okay. Number 6. We're going to go through this mostly together. Okay? So, on number 6, this is an inequality. An inequality is very similar to an equation. We solve it the same. We display the answer differently, and we graph it. Okay? So our first job would generally be to subtract, right? But what I like to do is check a couple things. Okay, the variable's on the left. That's good. That's where I want it. But this right here, this negative 4x, that means I am multiplying by negative 4. That means I have to divide both sides by negative 4. And in an inequality, when you divide by a negative, you have to flip the symbol. So I am going to do that first because I don't want to forget. What does that mean? Well, that means that when I go to graph it, it's going to be an open circle because I don't see an equal sign, cannot equal. It's pointing to the right, it's greater than, so I'm going to shade this way. Okay, if this was multiple choice, this helps me get rid of some answer choices. Okay, so minus 10, minus 10. Y'all are good at that first step, most of you. Negative 4x is less than, we're going to put 28. Okay, this means times negative 4. So we will divide by negative 4. Most of you remember now, you're doing so much better, that this part is a triangle. Okay, so x is going to be greater than, and you're going to get a number here. Okay, it's going to be a negative. I'll give you a hint. One of the answers is down here, and you're going to cross it off. Why am I going to cross it off? Because it's not shaded. Okay, so your job is to complete this number line. Okay, whichever answer you see it is, you're going to figure it out here, but you're going to cross it off here. Okay. Number 7. Solve. Most of you know that becomes a plus. Okay. But when I go to look at this, it's different, difference, subtract. 51 goes on top because it's further from 0 and it's more to the right. This is an arrow problem. Okay. Okay. Number 9. These can be pretty challenging. Okay. So let's see if we can find our formula chart. And so here I will find both formulas. I have a circle because this is an area problem. And I have a rectangle parallelogram. Square is a type of rectangle. A equals BH. Okay? So, A equals BH. Okay? Your job, this is a square. Your job is to put in the base and height. Well, the base and height of a square, those will be the same numbers. So you are going to multiply that. Okay? Then I have A equals pi r squared. Okay, which means it should look like that. Okay? Pi 3.14. Radius goes to the middle, meaning from here over. Hopefully we know that is 7. Okay? So, what does 7 squared mean? 7 squared means 7 times 7, which is 49. Okay? So, since this is a shaded area, we have like a missing piece here. When we have a missing piece, we are going to subtract. Okay? So your job is to finish this math, and you're going to subtract. You're going to subtract square minus circle, and that gives me the shaded area. Okay? Number 10 says solve and simplify. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is note that this is a triangle problem, because I'm not going to go through all this math and then miss it because of my signs. So I have a negative and a positive. So everybody, I'm going to put a box here for my answer. I'm going to put a negative. Okay. Now I don't even have to worry with it. Okay. So I'm going to do Texas. Texas. This is multiply. This will not be a keep, change, flip. 5 times 7, 35, plus 1 is 36 over 5. Okay? And you're going to do this one. Oops, I don't mean to put that. You are going to do Texas on this one. Now, my suggestion is there is a relationship here. There will be a relationship here. Okay? I would try to find at least one. Okay? And unless my brain isn't working properly, I believe your final answer will end up being, I'm going to say it like this, a negative whole number. It's going to be an integer. Okay? So, make it improper. Okay? Find the relationship. Divide if you need to.